Welcome to this module on tobacco cessation counseling, developed by the National Cancer Grid. In this video, you will observe a complete counseling session and see how two established frameworks, 5As and 5Rs, work together in a continuous cycle. Watch the flowchart in the corner. It will show you exactly where each moment of the session sits within the clinical pathway. We begin with Scene A. This participant is open to the idea of quitting. We will walk through all 5 of the 5 A's: ask, advise, assess, assist, and arrange. Follow the flowchart as we move through each step.
Namaste, Savita ji. I hope you're comfortable. Did the doctor ask you to come here? Can you tell me a little about yourself and why you're here today?
Yes, doctor told me come here. I use Masheri and Zarda from many years. Family know about it, but nobody say much.
Thank you for sharing that, Savita ji. How long have you been using Masheri and Zarda? And how many times a day do you usually take them?
Around 12 years. I take 5 to 6 times in one day, mostly after food.
The counselor opens with a warm, open-ended question. This is the ask phase. Note the body language. Leaning slightly forward, no interruption. The counselor also asks about frequency and duration. Essential assessment data.
I understand. Savita ji, I want to tell you that stopping Masheri and Zarda is very important for your health. These products can increase the risk of mouth cancer and other health problems. The good news is that your body starts getting better soon after you quit.
Yes, ma'am.
Advice must be clear and personalized, but not fear-based or preachy. The counselor states the risk once, directly, and immediately pivots to the positive, the rewards of quitting. This balance is important.
That's good to hear. If I ask you directly, would you be willing to seriously try quitting in the next 1 or 2 weeks?
Yes, I want to try.
This is the decision point in the flowchart. The participant has expressed willingness. We now move to the green path, assist and arrange. If she had hesitated or refused, the counselor would pivot to the 5 R's. We will see that path in Scene B.
Excellent. Let's make a plan together. Can you tell me when you feel the urge to use Masheri or Zarda the most?
After eating food mostly. And when too much housework and tension, then also I feel like taking it.
That's very common. After meals, you could try drinking a glass of water or having some fennel seeds instead. For stress, I can teach you a simple breathing exercise. Is there someone at home who can support you while you try to quit?
Yes, my daughter helps me. She will feel happy if I stop.
That's wonderful. Having support from family can make a big difference. Let's try the breathing exercise now. And from tomorrow, try keeping water and fennel seeds nearby for those difficult moments.
Assist here focuses on behavioral strategies and social support, appropriate for a first-time willing participant with no indication of high dependence. Pharmacotherapy, nicotine replacement, varenicline, or other options is intentionally not introduced at this stage. These options require medical assessment, a physician's prescription, and consideration of affordability and a fact that they are not universally suitable or accessible. The counselor's note to the doctor ensures the medical pathway remains open without the counselor overstepping her role.
This exercise is simple. Breathe in through your nose for 4 counts. Hold your breath for 4 counts. And then slowly breathe out through your mouth for 6 counts. Hold your breath for 4 counts.
Okay, I will try.
Very good.
This simple mind-body technique shows that quitting support also includes stress management, not just the habit.
Now, let's choose a quit date. Sometimes choosing a special day helps people stay motivated. Is there any birthday or family occasion coming up soon?
My son's birthday coming next week. On 12th.
That's perfect. Let's make the 12th your quit date. Please write it down in your notebook in your own handwriting. I will also give you a short follow-up call on the 14th to see how you're doing.
Yes, I write it down.
That's great, Savita ji. You've already taken the first important step by coming here today. I believe you can do this, and we'll work on it together.
The participant writes the quit date herself. This is intentional. Ownership and agency increase follow through. The counselor closes warmly with a specific follow up plan. Note: no handshake needed. A simple nod is culturally appropriate across settings. Not every participant will be ready. In scene B, we see an ambivalent participant. When readiness is absent or unclear, the counselor does not push. Instead, they enter the 5 hours pathway to gently build motivation. Watch the orange path on the flowchart.
Rohan, thanks for coming. Could you tell me about your smoking? How long you've been smoking and roughly how much?
About 6 years. Half a pack a day. Usually more when I'm stressed at work, which is basically always.
I want to clearly tell you that quitting is very important for your long-term health. And also, would you be willing to seriously consider quitting within the next 2 weeks?
Honestly, I don't think I'm ready right now. Work is crazy, and smoking is the only thing that helps me decompress. I know it's bad, but
Rohan expressed ambivalence clearly. The counselor does not push, argue, or lecture. This is the fork. The counselor now pivots to the 5 hours. Watch the how flowchart shifts to the amber pathway.
I understand, Rohan. So tell me, personally, if you were to quit, what would be the biggest reason for you? For yourself?
I guess I want to be around for a long time. My parents are getting older, and honestly, I'm already getting short of breath when I run.
Relevance is about connecting quitting to what matters personally to the participant. The counselor asks Rohan to identify his own reason. This is far more powerful than telling him.
What you just mentioned, shortness of breath, is an early sign. In the long term, the risk can extend to heart disease, lung problems, and even cancer. I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying it because you're already experiencing it.
Risks are stated once, briefly, and tied to something the participant already mentioned. This avoids fear-mongering while keeping the risk real and personal.
If you quit within weeks, your breathing can improve. And within months, things like running become easier. You'll also notice a financial difference. And about stress, research actually shows that people who quit smoking tend to have lower anxiety levels over time, not higher.
Really? I always thought smoking calmed me down.
That's a very common feeling. But nicotine creates the cycle. It causes the anxiety it temporarily relieves. Rohan, you mentioned that stress is the biggest barrier. Is there anything else that might hold you back if you try?
My friend group smokes. Even in the office, everyone goes for smoke breaks. That's literally the only social time we get.
That's a real challenge. We can talk about how to navigate those situations. But for today, I just want to note that you shared this honestly. That's important.
The counselor acknowledges the roadblock genuinely, does not dismiss or minimize it. This builds trust and leaves the door open for future sessions.
Rohan, you have shared some very important things today. I know coming here itself takes effort, and you took this first step, which is commendable. However, let me be honest here. This conversation will require more than one sitting. So I wanted to ask, is it likely you will be able to come back for another session?
Honestly, I'd like to, but I don't think I'll be able to. Even today, I had to tell my manager that I had a medical appointment and came during my lunch break now. Unfortunately, I don't think I'd be able to keep doing that.
So let us make the most of the time we have right now. I want to leave you with 3 things you can use on your own. First, the breathlessness you mentioned when you run, keep noticing it. It is your body giving you information. Second, the next time you feel a strong urge to smoke, try this. Pause for just 2 minutes. Drink some water and take 3 slow breaths. The craving will gradually pass. Third, is there anyone around you, a friend or family member who knows you smoke and who you trust? Someone you could tell, I am trying to cut down. Saying it out loud to someone you care about will keep you accountable when you feel the urge. That said, please also remember, if at any point you feel ready to take this further, please feel free to revisit. Alternatively, you can reach out to the Tobacco Quit line number 1-800-112-356.
In practical settings, a participant like Rohan, willing but unable to return, is quite common. When a follow-up visit is not possible, the counselor shifts the approach. She compresses what would normally unfold over multiple sessions into this one encounter. Notice she gives Rohan 3 concrete, self-directed tools: a self-monitoring task, a craving management technique, and a commitment made out loud to someone who matters. A promise said to a person we care about is far harder to break than one made to ourselves. This is how the counselor keeps Rohan accountable without a next appointment. The loop on the flowchart still exists and the door remains open. The counselor closes by leaving the door open, not as an expectation, but as an assurance. Rohan knows he can return on his own terms whenever he feels ready. In many real-world settings, a participant may attend only once. Scene C demonstrates 2 important clinical realities: how to work with a participant who is largely uncommunicative and offers little spontaneous information, and how to maximize a single session by ensuring the participant leaves with the most essential inputs, even if they never return. Watch how the counselor uses probing and leading questions, tolerates silence, and leads with key messages on priority without pressure.
Rameshji, thank you for coming. Please sit comfortably. Your son told me a little about you. You use BDs, is that right? That's all right, Rameshji. Take your time. You also use Kenny, your son mentioned. How long have both been going on? Would you be comfortable sharing this information with me?
Many years.
Ramesh offers almost nothing spontaneously. This is common in participants from low verbal or low literacy backgrounds or those who feel uncomfortable in a clinical setting. The counselor does not push for information. Instead, she uses short confirmatory questions. You also use Kenny, rather than tell me about your habits. She tolerates silence without filling it nervously. Each question is a step closed, first to establish facts, then gently open. She also respects the participant's comfort and privacy in asking, "Would you be comfortable sharing this information with me?" rather than pressing on, "Tell me." This is the probing approach. Build from what you already know, advance slowly, and accept brief answers without frustration.
Rameshji, I want to say one important thing. I will not take much of your time. Both BDs and Kenny carry serious health risks, especially for the mouth and throat. This is something your doctor would agree with. I am not asking you to do anything today, but I want to ask, is there anything about your health that has been worrying you recently? Anything at all?
Sometimes I get short of breath.
That is an important observation, Rameshji. Breathlessness at your age with long-term BD use is a sign worth paying attention to. Even if you are not ready to quit today, I want you to know 2 things. First, even reducing by 2 or 3 BDs a day can make a difference. And second, this clinic is here for you whenever you feel ready. No pressure, No judgment. Your son can bring you, or you yourself reach out to us. And if there is ever a health issue that worries you, breathlessness, mouth soreness, or anything, please do not hesitate to visit us.
Notice what the counselor has accomplished with a largely silent participant. She has delivered a clear, personalized risk message tied to a symptom Ramesh himself mentioned, offered harm reduction as an alternative to full cessation, and ensured he leaves with dignity. No judgments, no pressure, and an open door. This is the single session imperative, when a participant may never return. The counselor addressed the essentials without pressure, one risk message and one positive possibility. Even a participant who says almost nothing can leave better informed than when he arrived. Patterns of nicotine use are changing, particularly among younger individuals. Many people who vape may not identify themselves as tobacco users and may perceive vaping as relatively harmless. In this scene, the counselor addresses ambivalence, misconceptions, and emerging motivation using the same counseling principles.
Hi Mohit, thank you for coming in today. I understand the doctor on campus suggested you visit us. Could you tell me a little about what brought you here?
Mostly because I've been getting throat irritation and sometimes I feel breathless during basketball practice. The doctor asked about vaping and then referred me here.
I see. Could you tell me a little about how you vape? What kind of devices do you usually use?
Mostly flavored vapes. I use them for fun and also when I hang out with friends.
And approximately how long have you been vaping?
I don't exactly remember, but it could be from 3 to 4 years. Honestly, I don't think it's a big deal. It's not like smoking cigarettes, right?
The counselor begins by understanding the participant's perspective and reason for attending. Young web users may not perceive themselves as tobacco users. Making rapport and non-judgmental exploration is important.
Mohit, many people feel vaping is safer because of the flavors and the way it is marketed. But most vaping products still contain nicotine, which can lead to dependence and may affect breathing, concentration, and anxiety over time. In fact, vaping and other electronic nicotine delivery systems have been banned by the government because they are considered harmful to health.
I thought vaping was mainly dangerous only if people used it heavily.
The difficulty is that dependence can develop gradually, sometimes without people realizing it. And because you're already noticing throat irritation and breathlessness, it's important to pay attention to those changes early.
Advice is factual, calm, and linked directly to symptoms the participant himself has described. The counselor avoids confrontation or scare tactics.
Do you feel ready to seriously consider stopping the use of vape in the next few weeks?
I don't think I'm ready right now. I never really thought about quitting before because I don't think I'm addicted or anything. But I guess I should now think about it.
Mohit is ambivalent. He is not ready to quit fully, but he has begun expressing concern and openness to change. This is an opportunity to use the 5 Rs to gently strengthen motivation.
You mentioned basketball practice becoming harder recently. How important is sports and fitness in your life?
Very important actually. I play regularly and I was planning to try for university selection next year.
The counselor connects the discussion to something personally meaningful for the participant, his athletic goals and growing dependence awareness.
That's important to note. Anything affecting your stamina or breathing could eventually impact those goals. Some people also notice they begin relying on nicotine more often than they expected.
I never really noticed how often I use it until the doctor asked me.
The counselor validates the roadblock instead of dismissing it. Acknowledging peer influence helps maintain trust and realism.
Mohit, tell me one thing. If you eventually reduced or stopped vaping, What positive changes do you think you might notice?
Probably breathing better during practice, and maybe not feeling like I need it every time.
Those are valuable observations. What do you think would make reducing or quitting difficult?
Honestly, my friends, everyone vapes socially, especially during breaks. Actually, it's mostly just something we all do together.
I understand. The social influence or peer pressure that we say can be very strong, especially at this age. It's a common challenge. Mohit, you do not have to make a final decision today, but would you be open to observing your vaping pattern over the next 2 weeks? For example, noticing when you vape most and what situations trigger it.
Yeah, I think I can do that.
The participant has not committed to quitting yet, but the conversation has increased insight and openness. The goal of this session is not immediate cessation. It is a movement towards readiness and keeping the conversation alive.
That's a very good first step. And if you'd like, during our next session, we can also discuss some alternatives that don't rely on nicotine.
Okay, that actually sounds useful.
What you have seen today is one complete counseling framework in action across 4 different participant realities. The 5 A's are not just a checklist, they are a decision pathway. And the 5 R's are not a failure state, they are the bridge that brings participants back. Every session, regardless of outcome, is a step in the right direction. Your role as a counselor is not to change a participant in one session, it is to make the next conversation possible. This module is part of the NCG Tobacco Cessation Counseling online course. For resources, referral tools, and further reading, refer to the course portal.